Well, good afternoon and welcome to Voices of Faith, Transforming the Community, better known as Saginaw African American Pastors. Again, we are grateful to Alpha Media for this platform. We are a Christian faith group dedicated to addressing racial, financial, social, educational, and economic issues at all levels of our community. And in a nutshell, if I could give you 3 or 4 words, we engage, we advocate, and we collaborate. We meet with leaders at the highest levels. We advocate for systemic change. We empower the community with knowledge that helps us transform ourselves and our neighborhoods and community. And again, we collaborate. We're all about partnerships. And so Saginaw African American pastors are willing to partner and collaborate with any organization or entity that has as its goal to make the lives of the residents of Saginaw a better place. Today, I'm Dr. Craig Tatum, Service President for Saginaw African American Pastors and pastor for New Life Baptist Ministries. And I'm your host today. There are some other hosts that will be coming at some point in time, but I'm your host today. And I have a very special guest today in the studio in the person of Mr. Dwayne Ferris, or Mr. BV, as I call him, because he carries so many hats. I'm going to let him tell us about that right now. A major part of our emphasis today is really dealing with something that Saginaw has an issue with, and that is obesity. In a nutshell, Saginaw is fat, and we're fat because we're not eating right. And you have a community center, one of many, but it is a premier community center right here in our city that we can take advantage of. Mr. Dwayne Ferris serves as director for the Buena Vista Community Center. And so I'm going to have him again just tell us a little about. I got some stats I want to throw out there, but let me have Mr. Ferris introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do, the hats that you wear. And then I'm going to come back and throw out some stats, and then we're going to focus on our main item. So welcome, Mr. Ferris, to our show on today.
All right. Thank you very much for having me today. I would like to say thank you on behalf of Buena Vista Township and myself. A few things that I do on as far as my career is, I've been in Buena Vista for 25 years.
Wow.
I started out in 1987. I was an 8th grade basketball coach. And from there, I went to the high school, Buena Vista High School, and I coached junior varsity basketball.
Okay.
Then I became the head varsity basketball coach. And at one time, I was coaching varsity girls and varsity boys basketball at one particular time.
Okay. Double duty.
And
so now in your capacity now, you're not only director for Buena Vista Community Center, but what are some other things that you do?
Okay. What I do, I'm the director of the community center. I'm also the director of the Department of Public Works. What that means in detail, we cover anything that goes on into the township. I make sure that I have a staff of 5 guys, and we cover throughout the township of all needs that needs to be met by but for the community. So we go out and we clean up and we take care of snow, grass, whatever necessary that we need to do.
Excellent. And so as you can see, he wears many hats. A lot of our emphasis really is on the gym in Buena Vista called the Community Center. And before we dive into that, I want to throw a couple stats out there because I said earlier that, Saginaw is kind of plump, if you will. So let me throw some stats out there so you kind of get those. In Saginaw County, 47% of adults are considered obese with a body mass index of 30 or higher. 27% of residents report physical health as poor. 41% said that their physical health or their issues prevents them from doing usual activities such as schoolwork, hobbies. It's amazing. When you look at, again, our kids, I know you all know this already, 75% of high schoolers report that they spend 3 or more hours on a TV, computer, smartphone, or other electronic devices. So, those are some of the 2022 county health rankings for us. Saginaw is number 1 in obesity. So there is an issue here. All right. And the reason why we're lifting that is because we have to eat better. We have to take better care of ourselves. And so as we go on to this, tell us about Ms. Ferris. And let me just, I'm saying Ms. Ferris, but let me throw this other little secret out there. Ms. Ferris is also my brother-in-law. And so tell us, Mr. Ferris, about the Buena Vista Community Center. How long has it been in existence, and what brought about its creation?
Well, the address for the Buena Vista Community Center is 1940 South Outer Drive in Buena Vista Township. It has been there since 1997. I came aboard August 16th of 1999. The creation of Buena Vista Community Center came about because the need of permanent place for children who were participating in Boys Town basketball and also needed to meet the needs of the residents, BV including senior citizens.
Right.
The township had to rent the schools from the Buena Vista at the time. The township was renting the schools just for the kids to play basketball. So since the YMCA had their own basketball boy towns going on, Buena Vista decided to get their own community center. So in 1997, they built their own here in the township. Once the millage passed, the building goes up, and we've been striding and moving forward ever since.
So, now that, and again, give the address again. And as you're giving the address, can you tell us what are services that you offer at the community center?
Well, the address is 1940 South Outer Drive, and that's between Weber and Hess and Outer Drive. So it's between there. It's right across from the old Ricker Middle School. And we're in a good location. We're right in front of the Lions Club. So you really can't miss us. So some of the things that we offer building rentals, park rentals. We have water aerobics. We have morning and evening water aerobics. We have a Zumba class. The Zumba class is on Monday nights from 6 to 6:45. We have Eastside Recovery. Those classes are on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7. And Saturdays for 10 in the morning to 11:30 a.m. And then we have Commission on Aging also in our building.
So the other thing that people know, just in case you're traveling down 75, you can look right across the highway and see the BV Center. And I think there is a racetrack there. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is the Soapbox Derby. The Soapbox Derby has been there. Wow, I'm going back almost 45 years.
Wow.
It's been there quite a while.
So is it active now? Or
It is not
active.
We have the owner that is actually getting it back in order so we can start racing cars again.
Excellent. Now you talked about a Zumba class, and that's on Monday evenings. Is that open to anyone?
Anyone that can come. There is a membership fee that goes with that. If you're a member, it is $3. If you're a non-member, if you're a member, it's $2. If you're a non-member, it's $3.
So the membership fee then is for the BV Community Center. Correct?
That is correct.
And what is that? Is it annually, monthly, weekly? What's that?
It is weekly.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you said that there is the Zumba class, there is a recovery class. That's for just addictions, things of that nature there.
Yeah.
And then I think you mentioned something about senior citizen classes or special services. What are those?
We have a Commission on Aging, which meets Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2:00 p.m. And they meet every day. They have lunch together. They socialize together. They play their bingo together. So it's many things that they do, and it's a good program.
Excellent. Now, and that's open to, so when we think about senior citizen, what define that age so people kind of have a gist of what that is?
It is for ages of 60 and over, and they can utilize the cardio room and the weight room while they're waiting to participate in their meal. So I'll allow them to come in and utilize the equipment to keep them moving, keep them active, keep them energized.
Okay.
So they're able to come in and use the building again of no charge.
Okay.
For Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2:00 p.m.
Now, I did hear you say something about water aerobics. Is that right? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, water aerobics is on Monday evenings and Wednesday evenings from 5:30 to 6:15. And that's for anyone that wants to come out and get in the water and exercise. It's a good program. We've been averaging close to 18 to 20 people per session. And it's a very good class. And I think a lot of people are getting good needs out of that water aerobics.
Now, I heard you mention something just recently about even being so water aerobics it's an exercise class, but that also means that you've got equipment that can be in the water. Is that correct?
Yes, I have a exercise bike that I've just recently purchased that's actually in the water.
Okay.
And people can actually get on the bike and ride the bike in the water.
Okay.
And we also have a hot tub that's in that swimming pool area as well, with about 102 degrees.
Wow.
So
okay,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, excellent. So now the swimming pool, is it Olympic size? I mean, is it, anybody can just go in and swim? You have certain times for that?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yes, it's open swim from 7 a.m. Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 11 o'clock on Fridays. It's not open at all on Saturdays, but we're working on getting an extra lifeguard so we can,
Gotcha.
excuse me, so we can have that open on the weekends.
And that's pretty much all year round.
That's year round.
No cost.
That is a cost.
Okay.
That is a cost because we require everyone that gets in the pool to have a membership.
Gotcha.
And so mostly everybody comes in. We have a silver sneakers program.
Okay.
And we also have a membership program as well for people to access for the pool.
Now, one of the things that most people may not be aware of is that while you are a community center, that also means that you have other services and things that you offer. Mm-hmm. So talk a little bit about those, give a little bit of definition about them, about some of the other things that take place in the BV Center.
Okay, what we have a cardio room for exercise. We have the treadmills, we have the Stairmasters, we have the ellipticals, and we have a rowing machine in there. And then we have I just redid the entire weight room. We have a weight room with all new weights in there. Very good room, very nice. A lot of guys come in there, a lot of women as well go in there and they work out. Good place to come in. I call it my hidden jewel.
Okay.
Yes, it's a very good place to go in and work out at.
Excellent. And so I know that, I think it was last year or the year before, I know we did an event there. So you do have meeting space for individuals that want to rent or utilize a room for a meeting space. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, what we have is called our multi-purpose room, and we have a college room where we're able to, the college room holds about 60 to 65 people.
Okay.
But my multi-purpose room holds between 175, 185 people.
Wow.
So that get utilized pretty much for different events such as wedding receptions, baby showers, open houses. So we're very busy with that during the summer months. So we get some meetings and going on from the township. Mm-hmm. They host some meetings in there as well.
Right.
So it's a nice place to be. Nice size room.
And if people wanted to do even catering, is that permitted, or do you have a certain group that you work with?
No, anyone can. Anytime you rent the building itself, you can have your own catering. It does not have to come through us. Anyone that chooses to have anyone for catering, they can do that.
Excellent. And so, when you look at this gym in and of itself, I mean, clearly it offers a lot. I know you mentioned that there was a membership fee. So what's the fee in case people are interested?
Well, my membership fees is for Buena Vista residents. Anybody from Buena Vista residents, if you're 55 and older, your membership is $40 for a year.
Okay.
And 18 to 54, the membership is $100 for a year. Any non-resident at the age of 55 and over, your membership is $75 for non-residents.
Right.
Yeah.
That's less than $2 a week.
Yeah, for non-residents. But here's the big one. Here's the good one. For the children, 8 to 13, their membership is $15 for a year.
Wow.
And 14 through 17, their membership is $30 for a year.
Excellent. So the frequency of young people, are you seeing a lot? Are you seeing a good flow of young people utilizing the building throughout the course of the week?
It used to be very good due to the lack of Buena Vista not having any schools.
Okay.
We lost a lot of that. Prior to that, we were averaging close to 80 to 100 kids a day.
Wow.
So now it's very limited, but it is picking up. It is doing well. And I believe we're on the road for recovery for getting the kids back again.
Excellent. And so when you think about this, there again, this is one of the gyms that I know you work with. Mm-hmm. Besides these services, what are other things that people can utilize at the community center? What are some things that you think they can use?
Well, just like the outside, we have a real nice kid playscape outside.
Okay.
A very nice playscape. We have a tennis court outside.
Okay.
We have a basketball court. We have a baseball diamond. We have a track that they walk on, which we talked about earlier, was the soapbox derby. Mm-hmm. That is very busy. A lot of people go out there and walk that soapbox derby every day. And what I starting to see a lot now of people pulling up, getting their golf balls out,
Okay.
hitting their golf balls out there
Wow.
in the field now. So that's starting to get pretty popular with guys going out there practicing hitting their golf balls.
So in terms of acreage, if you might know, what's the acreage out there?
Wow, I got to say probably 40 acres.
Wow.
Yeah, at least 40 acres.
Excellent.
Least. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay.
Pretty big.
Excellent. And so, the community center is one of the roles that you handle. You mentioned earlier that you and a crew pretty much handle anything that comes into Buena Vista. I remember, I want to say it was last year, or the year before, that there was a funeral, and the service concluded in Buena Vista, which I wasn't aware that there was
a cemetery.
A cemetery,
correct.
But you provide the leadership over that. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, yeah, the excuse me. The cemetery is located at 600 Airport Road in Buena Vista. Very, very nice, clean cemetery.
Okay.
And I'm over the guys that actually put everything together in the cemetery with our clerk's department for the township. And the cemetery is well kept. I've been over that now for 7 years.
Okay.
And so my duties is to make sure that the grave is done, that the burial goes proper, and just turn in the paperwork. But other than that,
okay,
that's my role as far as the cemetery goes.
Now, and most people may not be aware, maybe they are aware that there is an airport in Buena Vista or somewhere in that ballpark area.
It's the Harry Brown Airport, which is on James Street.
Okay.
Yes, that's Harry Brown's airport.
And it's not a commercial airport, is it? Or
no, it's not.
Okay, just kind of like small planes, things of that. But are you responsible for handling anything with that, or no?
Nothing with that.
Okay.
Nothing with that. But as I was mentioning, we have two nice parks that I didn't get a chance to mention, which is Lions Park, right all back of the community center.
Okay.
And then we have another park that's on Tower Line called Kiefner Park. Kiefner Park is about to get renovated.
Wow.
Next year.
Okay.
It's going to be a very, very nice park. It was nice at one time, but we had some animals took over.
I understand.
Understand. But it's in the process now. We're putting together some bids now to see who's actually going to get a chance to do the work, but it's going to be a very nice park, and hopefully we'll be open by next year, May.
Excellent. And so, we understand Buena Vista Charter Township is under transition.
Correct.
And so we know that ultimately we hope that there are going to be some new clients moving into the community itself. I know that they're doing some things with the high school now. So can you talk a little bit about that? I know at one point it was under Buena Vista Public Schools, and then that went defunct. And then ultimately there was a trade-off there. So can you start there and tell us where we are with that right now?
Well, we recently, the township superintendent, my boss, Tori Lee, she ended up getting the high school back.
Okay.
And her vision is to turn that high school into the township office. Okay. So she's working diligently to get that done. And we're in the process now of going through the footwork and the footprints of trying to turn that around to make that actually the township office.
Excellent. And so when you think about that right now, I think it at one point was acquired by Saginaw Public Schools, correct?
That is correct. Well, when the school first closed, it was taken over by ISD.
Okay.
And then ISD later turned it over to Saginaw Public.
Gotcha.
And then Saginaw Public actually did some things with the township, and now we own the high school back again.
Excellent. And so the current township office is where?
At 1160 South Outer Drive.
That just short of Victorious Believers?
Yes, just short of Victorious Believers. It's closer to the highway, M46.
Okay.
Yep, it's right next door to M46 there.
Okay.
Yep. Right across from where Kmart used to be.
Okay.
Right across the street from where Kmart used to
be. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now. And so, when you think about this and some of the things that's going on, can you talk about some successes that the Buena Vista Community Center has brought about from individuals' lives that's been transformed, other things of that nature? Because I want people to really understand that Buena Vista Community Center is a place where lives are transformed, that people get better. I'm sure you've got quite a few stories. So tell me one or two stories about something of that nature?
Well, first off, foremost is me. I make sure as a director that we have a safe and orderly environment.
Okay.
That's first. And by us having a safe and orderly environment, that makes people comfortable, wanting to come in, wanting to work out. They come in, they congregate, socialize with one another, and they have a good day, and everybody enjoys coming there. So I have many stories, but I'll talk about myself.
Okay.
I'll go back to myself having some issues with myself with health, and some things occurred with myself back in 2018. And so I kind of got some notice from a doctor, some things I need to do.
Gotcha.
Okay. So me, myself, I took heed to what the doctor says, and I
Mhm.
took it upon myself to get things done.
Okay.
So in the meantime, what I have done, some people see me now and they want to know what happened to me. So, but in the process from 2018 to this present day, I presently have lost 64 pounds.
Wow.
And that's usually through working out and eating better and doing better.
And so the regimen at the place that you provide supervision has transformed your life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. For the reasons of I have the equipment, I have the key, I should be utilizing the building.
Well, exactly. And I think, there again, because there again, you provide leadership over the BV Community Center, and you know that, as chief executive officer mission in the city, we have an external thing that I do the same thing. So I think that it works to our advantage, if you will, to make sure that we take advantage of that. But I think our goal is to get more people to get healthy. And that's really what we want at the end of the day. Again, in our community, and I want to keep throwing these numbers out there because, people need to understand that Saginaw has to get healthy. There is an initiative by Saginaw County. It's called Be Well. It's getting rave reviews. Dr. Pruitt was here not long ago. She does a piece called Walk with a Doc. There's Girls Trek that's out there, and these are all different pockets of energy that people are utilizing to try to get healthy. But for people that are not accustomed to being outside, here is a place. The beauty of the Buena Vista Community Center is that you have the ability to be outside and inside. And we want people to be aware of that. There are some small costs, but I think the costs are nothing compared to the tremendous change that can happen. So again, I want to remind people, 74% of people are overweight in our community. People smoke a lot in our community. Cholesterol is about 35% in our community. And so these are all warning signs. And so we're saying to Saginaw that we have to do better. So on the other side, we'll come back and unpack a little bit more about the services. We got to take a brief break. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, but stay tuned. And hey, let me tell all of you, like and share. Okay, I want you to like and share. We'll be back in just a minute. again, we are here with Mr. Dwayne Ferris, who serves as director for the Buena Vista Community Center, amidst a host of other roles and responsibilities as well. Part of our major emphasis today has been on health. We started out talking several weeks ago with Dr. Delicia Pruitt and Pastor Joyce Seals about the color of health in our community. And we want to follow up because it's not only our job to say what the issues are, but also try to provide some solutions. And the Buena Vista Community Center is a hidden gem in our community. Sometimes it's so obvious that we just go right by it. And we want to make sure you take notice of it. It's a great place to be, and I want to continue to talk with Mr. Ferris, who provides some leadership over that amidst other things that he does as well. So, Mr. Ferris, talk a little bit more about those individuals as it relates to the Buena Vista Community Center, those individuals who can participate in the services at the BV Center.
Okay. Again, like I said, we really have a great number of senior citizens that attend the building. And we have a great number of young people that attend the building. The only thing we're lacking on is I would like more children in the building in the evening times. But right now, like I said, if you're a resident of Buena Vista Township and your membership fee would be $40 a year.
Okay.
That's all it would be.
Right.
If you don't live in Buena Vista as a senior citizen resident, your membership would be $75 for a year.
That's not bad.
I don't think it's that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We have more non-residents members than we have resident memberships. And that's kind of strange, but that's just the way it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and there again, if you think $75, that's, less than, we got 56 weeks. So you're talking about less than $1.25, $1.50.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to pay that all at one time? They pay it weekly, monthly? How does that play out?
What I have done for some people, say like for the instance of the ages of 18 to 54, and say their membership, they're resident of Buena Vista, and say their membership is $100, because that's what it would be for a year. I've done a thing where I do a 10-12 program, and the $10 is for residents. They can pay $10 a month.
Gotcha.
And for 10 months, it's $10. In the last 2 months, you got it for free.
Wow.
Because it's only $10 because it's $100.
Right.
And then for a non-resident, if they want to pay $12 a month, if they pay it up front, they pay $150. But if they don't, I give them a break and they pay $12 a month, meaning they only pay $144 for the year.
Excellent.
So that has really done us well. That 10-12 program has really, really done us well.
Excellent.
As far as people coming into the building.
Excellent. So, there again, and I think you gave us some numbers, but again, daily you see, because you open up at 7, right?
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay. And that's where you get your biggest volume of senior citizens?
7 in the morning. They are actually waiting on the door to be open at 7 in the morning.
And I know that because there are some in our area that utilize the services there. They love the services. It's not just for elderly. You've got working class people that come in, that work out before they go. They come on their lunch break, et cetera, et cetera. And again, want to remind anyone that wants to check out the services, that want to be involved, who should they contact?
They would contact, we have the main number for Buena Vista, which is 989-752-1655. And you can reach anyone that would give you the information necessary if you need to call before coming. We also service the veterans. We have a membership for veterans. If you're an active veteran, it is $50 a year. And if you're a retired vet, it's only $30 a year.
And that's kind of a segue, or not a segue, but a reminder. Last week we were talking with veterans and the services that they offer. So there again, I hope that our veterans are still listening and still paying attention. Again, our goal is to empower, to illumine, great events and services happening in our community. And so we know that there are a lot of vets that struggle. Some of them deal with homelessness and mental illness. Some of them do have weight challenges. So there again, it's a great opportunity. So when you talk about the park, we know, again, BV Community Center, and we talked about the fact that there are at least 2 others.
Well, one other.
Got one other. And that one other right now, you either have a grant for, you got the grant.
We have the grant for it.
Okay. Go ahead.
We have the grant for it. It's been closed due to we have a geese problem.
Okay.
I just tell it like it is. We have a geese problem.
Okay.
And right now it's not being renting out.
Okay.
So with my boss, Tori, she has come up with a plan. Her and I had spoken where we're going to come up with an idea to help take care of this issue.
I got you.
But we have extra amount of dollars that we're going to go in there. We're going to redo the entire park. We're going to change some things around. We're going to move some things around. We're going to do some upgrading. We have 2 real nice softball diamonds. We have 2 nice pavilions out there with picnic tables, a playground, a basketball area, a tennis court. So we're really going to make the challenges there to bring all that up to date.
So the pavilions out there would accommodate what numbers do you think?
I would say anywhere to 250 to 300 people.
Wow.
Yes.
So family reunions, events, all that could take place out there. Now, is there a fee for that?
Yes, there is a fee for each park.
Okay.
The fee for the park is $275 with a $100 deposit.
Excellent.
And I don't think that's very much compared to what I've searched around and seen on paper. So we don't have bad numbers for renting our parks.
And I think it's critical for people to understand you've got this diamond, this jewel right here in our community. So I'm not knocking anything else that's out there because everything has a purpose in its own place. Again, I serve as a CEO for Mission in the City, which is right in the heart of the city, and people do the same thing. But what we want people to understand is you can access these diamonds, these jewels, for very minimal costs. And I think that's critical for people to understand, not to mention the fact that there again, you get in shape, you're healthy, and those are things that we want people to be aware of. And so, as I think about that, you said earlier that, you guys you and a crew provide services for the entire township of Buena Vista. So that's road?
No road.
Okay, no road.
All we service is residents, like for chipping.
Okay.
And the buildings that we own in the township, we're responsible for the snow and the cleanup. And then we have many lots that are in BV that is not owned any longer. So we have to take care of that as far as cutting with a brush hog to cut it down.
So is that a very difficult task to do? I'm sure it is.
Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it is, because our biggest problem is trying to find out who owns it and who doesn't own it now.
Okay, gotcha.
And the resident's going to let you know, because that grass getting up there. So the resident's going to let you know that it needs cutting.
So if residents in Buena Vista do struggle with that, because sometimes when grass is overgrown because people just fail to cut it, and then you're called to do it, what's the steps that they need to do to get that taken care of?
Well, once they have to call to the township office.
Okay.
And they will speak with someone at the township office, and they would get the information to my boss.
Okay.
And my boss would get the information to me. And then we will get out and try to get it done on a timely manner.
Excellent. And so let me jump over a little bit, because there again, you have so many things that you deal with. Can I go back to the cemetery issue?
Yes.
So say if a person is interested in acquiring a plot, what's the process for that?
Well, the process is they would have to either call or go in and see the clerk.
Okay.
And the clerk will show them what's available, what they can offer them, and they can go from there as far as purchasing a plot, paying for the whole burial site. They can do it all right there with the clerk's office.
How big is that cemetery?
I don't know the actual dimensions of it, but we have plenty of space.
Okay. Okay. All right. I get you. You have plenty of space. Okay. I understand that.
Space. But everything is actually ran through the clerk's department.
Okay.
And what the clerk's department do, once all that is taken care of through whomever trying to get a plot and the burial, she comes to me, and then we make it happen.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, there are so many different things that you do. When you think about all the services of everything that you do, what's your favorite thing that you do?
The favorite thing is my staff.
Okay.
I enjoy working with my staff. My staff is very responsible for everything that I need to get done.
Okay.
I delegate things to them. They get it done because I am kind of busy, but my staff is great. I love working with my staff, and they love working with me. That's the most important thing. But next is my seniors.
Okay.
I enjoy going and speaking, sitting down with them. Just this past month on August 21st, I did an annual picnic for them.
Wow.
And it was about 35, 40 of them. And then I fed them well. And we just had a good day.
I got you.
And they look forward to that. They
Excellent.
look forward to it. So that's my biggest thing, working with my seniors and coming in, listening to the guys that's my age and a little older,
Uh-huh.
still trying to play basketball. So that's a little challenge right there.
Now, and I know you mentioned this earlier, so I just want to go back to it. I know you mentioned that you coach for a number of years. Um, in any return of some of your previous athletes that come back in? I mean, have you coached? Because I know that Mark Macon came out of BV
Correct.
and some of the other people.
Correct.
Do you have any interaction with those guys?
Mark, when Mark comes in town, Mark's going to make sure he stop by.
Okay.
Yeah, he comes in and he talk. The main one that really comes in and lends a hand and do quite a bit is Torrey Jackson.
Okay.
He's a graduate of Notre Dame. He's a coach down in Detroit Catholic Central. So he comes in quite often, and he'll come in and he'll spend time and he'll work a camp. He always work a camp every Thanksgiving.
Okay.
On Black Friday, he usually opens. We come in, we open the gym up, and he'll do a camp every Friday. He'll have close to 50, 60 kids that he comes in and he teaches them a little bit about basketball.
Excellent. Any other camps that go on throughout the course of the year?
No, we don't have any other camps unless somebody comes in and say, I want to run a camp.
Okay.
If they want to run a camp, we'll sit down and go through the details and we'll try to make it happen.
Excellent. Well, again, this is such a jewel, and I say that, and I keep saying, because I need people to understand that it is right here within, I'm going to say, limited distance from most of the residents in our area. Now, I think you mentioned earlier, but kind of give me some geographic parameters upon the people that can take advantage of the services.
Well, anyone that's from Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, anywhere around the surrounding areas are welcome. Okay. At the community center. The only difference is they would have to pay the non-residents since they don't live in Buena Vista, still, which is not high.
Understood.
But we invite anybody that would like to come. And like I said, we have a safe and orderly environment. So everybody would feel welcome coming into the community center.
Excellent. It's important for, again, the resident of Saginaw to understand the concept of being healthy. And being healthy means that we've got to do a better job. You talked about the fact that, hey, we have to eat better. We have to make sure we exercise more. We want the residents of Saginaw to understand that we have an obligation to not only be a healthy community, because it determines the life of our community. Any thoughts as it relates to that? And I know you said you had a health challenge about 6 years or so ago. So now that you've had that, what's your outlook? What's your perspective on the notion of health? You're not only providing it now, you were a recipient of it. Can you talk about, I guess, the pros and cons of that?
Well, the pros of it is that I was able to see the results.
Okay.
Before, I was just taking it for granted. And now I'm not taking it for granted because I know that it's real. And then a lot of people have seen me transform from where I was to where I am now. And I hear a lot of people say, tell me what you did to get there.
Gotcha.
And what a lot of people didn't know, what I did pretty much every day. I rode my bike 10 miles every day. And then I went from my bike to the pool.
I got you.
And then I started seeing it work.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of people are saying, okay, I'm doing this now. So people went out and bought bikes.
Gotcha.
And so I think that's a great thing, since they know it worked for me.
Right.
They're trying to make it work for themselves.
And I think what people have to understand is, they didn't build Rome overnight.
Correct.
And so the transformation that you're looking for is not going to happen. It's not going to happen in 3 weeks.
That's correct.
And there's gonna be some, you have to have some investment. And so when you get on that bike for the first time and you ride 5 miles, it feels good. And the next day when you wake up and you got those aches and pains,
that deter you.
It does.
Yeah.
But what I hear you clearly saying is you've got to have a focused mind that I'm in this thing to win. And sometimes you might have some challenges. I mean, you know, especially around holiday season, you eat a little bit more and you find out, wait a minute, I picked up 3 pounds. How did I pick that up? Well, at that point, you've got to be determined. Okay, I know I got to work a little bit extra. And I think people need to understand that. So for the person that says, you know, I've tried exercising, it doesn't work, what would you say to them?
I would say you have to keep at it.
Okay.
And you can't let, because you gain a pound or two, deter you from what your goal is.
Gotcha.
Your goal is the biggest thing. If you set goals
Mhm.
and you're not reaching your goals, it's because you're not working at your goal.
Thank you. And I think that's critical. And let's go a step further, because I think this is critical as well, that once you reach that goal, that doesn't mean, okay, I can stop.
Stop. Correct.
Okay. Because you're still doing everything, right?
That is
You
correct.
still got the same exercise regimen. It becomes, if we could use the phrase, it becomes a lifestyle.
That is correct.
Okay. It's a mindset now. Okay. This is something I have to do. It's something I do every day, because I know that it enhances the quality of life that I have. So we got a couple minutes. We got a couple. I know we're going to end just a little bit early, but what else would you advise people to do when it comes to health?
Well, the biggest thing, which is a killer for us, and I know people don't really want me to say this, but I have to say this: the restaurant food.
Okay.
The restaurant food is really, really bad for us, whether we want to admit it or not. But I know
Understood.
sometimes it's a quick fix.
Understood.
It's a quick fix,
Mhm.
but it's all what we eat, when we eat it.
Gotcha.
And sometimes we indulge in things we know we shouldn't have, but we're going to do it anyway.
I
But
got you.
myself, I've gotten some willpower.
Okay.
I can turn away from some things now. I used to couldn't do that, but
Okay.
it has done me well. It has brought me, like I say, from before to now,
Gotcha.
and it's doing me good. So I want to say I'm thankful for that.
Excellent. And I think it's real critical. I never will forget young lady, Mary Ann Pittman, in Battle Creek, Michigan, where I pastored for 20 years. And she was a diabetic,
Mhm.
but she had this very strict regimen. She knew what to eat, not to eat. She knew no sweets, none of this. She kept the regimen for nearly 20 plus years, and it kept her healthy. She never had any issues until she passed away. But she showed that with determination and a focused mind, you can do anything.
Correct.
The Buena Vista Community Center is there for the residents. It's something that you've paid for. Now we want to invite you to take advantage of it. It's there to make your life better. And as your life gets better, you'll find that you'll be able to enjoy life a little bit better. Well, I want to say that we're just about out of time at this point. Let me again thank you. You've shared a wealth of information. Please give the number again that people can call if they want to take advantage of the center.
Again, the address is 1940 South Arthur Drive, and the number is 989-752-1655. And you can ask for any one of the clerks, and they will be able to give you all the detailed information that you need.
Thank you, Mr. Ferris, again. And let me thank again Alpha Media, KISS 107 for this platform. Let me thank again our great engineer, Ms. Matthew Lester, does a great job keeping us on task and moving forward. Thank you again, Saginaw African American pastors, for allowing me to air this broadcast. Over the next few weeks, we're going to bring in, again, since we're dealing with health, we plan to bring in, again, more health information, financial planning information. We do plan to get the superintendent of Saginaw Public Schools in to talk about the opening of the new Saginaw United High School. We've got some great guests coming, and more pastors will be coming in to share again as host as well. I want to leave you with this one thought. It comes out of Scripture. John said this in John 3, verse 9. He says in John 3, verse 3 John rather. He says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers." So Saginaw, let's get in shape. Let's eat better. Let's get more active. Let's put the phones away. Let's walk around the block. Let's eat healthier foods. Hey, even start your own garden. I know it's too late for that now, but start working, on starting a garden next year. And I promise you that life will be better. Thanks again, Mr. Ferris, again, for the great information. To all of you, like and share. Lord willing, we will see you again this time at next week. God bless you. That's our prayer.